Good afternoon. Hope you're well. Big week for you. Rodri came off during that game. How is he and the rest of the squad as you get ready to go to Brentford, please?
20 actions and look good. Everybody finished without a problem. Yeah, fine.
All good. Phil Bogey been left out of the England squad that's just been announced morning. How surprised are you at that, bearing in mind the way he started the season?
Thomas knows what he needs for the national team 1,000 times, a million times, trillion times better than me. All I could say, if he's still playing like he's playing, he will be back.
Is a little part of you maybe relieved because the last thing you would need is to go away and maybe pick up an injury?
I am happy that the players go to the national team, but I am even more happy when they come back healthier. That's for sure. You're very welcome.
Pep, on Phil Bowman's form, there was a good piece on the Manchester City website this morning about his goal scoring record at Brentford. I think it's 6 goals in 3 games there. First of all, do statistics like that matter to you? Do they influence your selection? But when Phil's playing at the standard he is now, how much more does he give this unit as a team?
A lot. He's the best player we have in the most space in the final first by far. Sense of assists, especially sense of balls, in the more space. How he turns in attack, in the desire to score a goal is the best we have.
And on Brentford, obviously they had a change of manager over the summer. They still started this season well. What do you make of them, and have you seen subtle changes in the way they play?
No, quite similar. Real details, but quite similar with Thomas Frank, and I did really well, so it's the best place to go. Brentford have been. But in the same time, yeah, looking forward for the last game before international break. Do what you have to do.
Hi, Pep. Just back on Rodri. He obviously came off the other night, and then you conceded that late equaliser. Are you able to replace him with just one player, or not?
Are you suggesting you score because Nico Gonzalez was in the pitch already? How you know that? How you prove that?
I can't prove it.
Me neither. So change the subject.
But does Rodri's place in the team, is it possible to replace him with one man, or do you have to change the whole way you...
We cannot play with trap. That's for sure. We cannot play with trust. Now I know where I'm taking. I know with Rodri safe and now Rodri and replaced it with many things. But Rodri could not play 3 days before because his knee was in a bad condition. So that's why. So in that moment, Nico Gonzalez in the 30 minutes we play for the player who more balls recover in the transition attack defense, and we concede less transition that we Rodri concede more in the first half when he was playing. So that was the why. And I would love to tell you yes, because Rodri is not in the pitch, we concede the goal. But I cannot prove it that, because I would feel it, Rodri would have been in the pitch. So, but Rodri cannot play in certain moments, maybe 90 minutes for many games. And Nico played really good against Burnley. Really, really good. And he's learning, he's improving, and we need him. The Skova is not ready. And Rodri cannot sustain still yet the rhythm for games 90 minutes. Making incredible effort the week against United, Napoli, and especially Arsenal in that way. I try to protect my players because look what happened in Carvajal in Madrid. Look what happened in players for many injured. Get injured again and again and again. So sometimes I wanted the best players there and being fit, but it's still not. So that's why I have to protect the player.
Another player who has performed really well recently is Jeremy Doku. What do you put that down to? What's the difference in him this year to last season?
But what I said in the final third, in the 1-against-1 dribble, in magnificent top. So the player that give him more active than ever. As a guy like you have to, but is still young and still have a lot of things she has to improve a lot in a global and understanding the game, offensive, defensive. And I don't feel just for good actions then help it. It has to, because that's why I have this talent, but it still has a lot of things to improve. A lot.
Pep, earlier he was quite angry after the match in Monaco, which is quite refreshing because some players would just look at their goals. Is that the kind of correct mentality?
Yeah, all of us, we want to win. We could not do it. We did many good things. Another one, we can do better, but it's normal tender process. I had the feeling, but I feel the diagnosis, what they have to do, and we'll work on it. And yeah, I want to win. I have a chance to score the third, and yeah, it's not a problem, I would say.
Is this the kind of behavior they expect from one of the captains as well?
Yeah, of course. What can I say? Yeah, of course. I like when they are like this. So I'm ready for, I don't know. So my feelings about the teams when it's bad in front of you, I don't like to express it. I like to have it with me, with my team, with my players in the basement. I like to share it here.
Just on that, do you think the fans would have appreciated Irving's honesty though? I know what you.
We are honest. The fans like it when we win. Absolutely.
I can ask you about Nico Gonzalez. We're sure you've given him quite a lot of instructions in the few minutes after the full time at Huddersfield last week, the week before. Are you able to give us a little bit of insight onto what those discussions entailed and
About removing the right to the holding midfielder for the find him more and the conditions, and have the time will be more free to be more courage to play, to break lines, to do all the stuff that against Burnley was much better, but of course can do better. But he's so young, he's not really having 7, 8 years together, so he had just not even 1 year together in a tough period, and there are many things that step by step he's going to take it, because he's open-minded, he's incredibly coachable. Not all the players are. And from my experience in 14, 15 years as a manager, 70 as a manager, so, and he is, and he will get it.
how difficult do you think it is for a player to sort of be Rodri's understudy when Rodri's been so good for so many years in your position? The club spent quite a lot of money on Gonzalez, and he's like looking at his competition going, I need to get to that level. It must be quite difficult.
Yeah, thank you for that subject that we spend a lot of money on Man TV. That's good. Yeah, I continue with that, and it's fine. So, he's so young, and of course, even Rodri, when I started for season, to struggle. It's normal. So when you won, so when the player came in new environments and new things, you have to need a process to understand it. The problem is opened, but Nico's Nico. Nico's Nico has to be the talent from Nico. Will improve a lot, but it's not, because even can play more forward. Nico in his early ages in Barcelona Academy, I played more attacking midfield as a guy who arrived in the box. And I use that as a holding midfielder. He can do it from there. So it has to be Nico. Rodri had been and is an outstanding player. So everybody knows it. So but Rodri, I said, with him, he maybe struggled to understand it's not about 6 months, 7 months. No, I play, I'll be the Rodri that before. No. Rodri will be good, in the World Cup with Spain. In the World Cup will be the best Rodri, and the next season will be the best Rodri. This season will be how you handle it step by step, do it. But it's normal. So with 1 year, I've been in the table match, 1 year or 18 months. The body changed, the rhythm changed and everything. And you need question of time. But match is healthy and work in what you have to do. We'll be back.
Hi, Pep. It's a few days on now, but were you gripped by the Ryder Cup last Sunday?
Oh, yeah. What a Sunday, I would say. First of all, congratulate, of course, Luke Donald and his guys. So it's not easy, to beat in New York against USA. But that last day, everybody thinking. I like when I listened to the interview, Sean Laurie and the guys. So the worst 6 hours of my life. So they stay that playing after Masters and US Open and everything in that feeling. But the rider is that. So they play against incredible top players, but they were villains. But was surprised. Everything is done. That's the sports in Leicester, right? It's done when it's done. You lose the Premier League when you lose the Premier League, not before. So it's the same. So you win it when it's win it. Otherwise, the rest can happen. Sport is so difficult, so completely golf especially. But we really played the Europe, show the character again, and they could win. And Tommy Fleetwood show again how good he is.
I was going to say, you sent a good little message. Have you heard from any of them? Pins have you heard from Tommy?
Tommy, Luke, Donald, a little bit, yeah. The other one, I don't have the telephone number.
Any chance they might come to a game here? Tommy or Luke? Any chance they might come to a game here, maybe?
I will come. I think it's in St. Andrews now. On Carnoustie, I don't know, playing the tournament. But yeah, I should know later. I want to know everything what happened in that day, especially in Sunday. But the first 2 days, Friday and Saturday, were incredible how they play.
Hi, Pep. You ended the last international break with defeats to Spurs and Brighton. You've now gone 6 unbeaten. How much progress do you think the team has made in that time?
And the most of them make me happy that I visualize the margin to improve. I love that feeling. Like the feeling that I think we can do better. And that is the feeling that I like to be as a manager. Otherwise, when it's done and after I had the feeling, well, the margins to improve is a little bit shorter. I think the feeling the improvement can be better. Reading what they do, the opponents, what they have to do in the spaces we had to attack when I do it. I had the feeling that we're creating again the tempo, the pace, that is really good to read it, but we can attack a little bit more fluid and a little bit more consistent, insistent in the attack. If we can do some movement, that we can do better, and I love that.
I know it's not everything as well, but how important is it to build these kind of unbeaten runs for the confidence of the team?
Yeah, of course it's hard, but when you win one game, after 3 days, another one helps. But when you win a game and the manager will take 10 days to take caipirinhas and players go to a national team, okay, it's important but not for Everton or for the next game. So Villarreal and so on has time to reflect, to visualize and see what happened.
To the night sky high, feel the rush as the crowd roars wild, hear the drums and the beat go by, running fast with